commentator Stephen Rowe had this to say on Adelaide radio this morning.
The VFL media, the VFL themselves, I don't call them the AFL now, wanting Daisy Pearce. Daisy Pearce wouldn't carry Aaron Phillips's bags to the game, let alone put her in the same breath. Aaron's won 3 flags, 2 AFLW B&Fs, MVP in 2 of those grand finals, a 3-time All-Australian. No, you know what? They don't hand premierships, Victorian-centric media, to people like Daisy. You got to earn them, and our girls earn it.
What a pity, Stephen, that you couldn't fly the flag for Aaron Phillips without denigrating one of the game's other greats in Daisy Pearce. What a pity that that parochial chip on your South Australian Adelaide Crow's shoulder demonstrated and played havoc with your good manners. I would say that the majority of your so-called VFL media would agree that Erin Phillips deserves a significant medal named after her after this magnificent, yet another magnificent season. But I doubt many of them would be guilty of the parochialism of you and your Adelaide Crows cronies, media cronies, I should say. The Victorian media, Erin Phillips is one of the game's greats. She's the greatest AFLW footballer the game has seen. Daisy too is a champion for a host of different reasons, a pioneer who led Melbourne into its first grand final, helped lead them, and ran out onto the Adelaide Oval on Saturday with her 2 toddler twins in what might be her last AFLW game. But as I say, comparisons are odious. Stephen, don't confuse theatre for a lack of grace. This Victorian bashing has got to stop.
Yes, good arrow, Caro. Very, very strong. I'm not sure why we're wasting time speaking about Stephen Rowe, but it was absolutely deserved. And also, they're both great players and both very different players. I'm not sure why we have to compare
I think Aaron
everything.
Phillips clearly will get either the MVP for best on ground on a grand final or the W named after her.
So she should.
Probably the W.
They're both ornaments of the game.
The Port Adelaide Football Club are going to tomorrow announce that Lauren Arnell is to be their inaugural AFLW coach.
Well.
Former Carlton and Brisbane player. Unfortunately, Lauren has COVID, so she won't be able to attend the announcement in person. But that's one of the first big announcements, and I think we'll probably see Aaron almost certainly join Port Adelaide Football Club.
Matty Prasparkas going from the Blues to the Bombers.
Jeez, we got you there, didn't we, Sam?
That was announced.
Our mob got you there.
And Erin might well bring Anne Hatchard with her.
Really?
Yep, might well bring Anne Hatchard with her. That could well happen.
That would be a big story.
Huge. Speaking of pay, are the coaches getting paid enough? Caro, I think I asked that because...
AFL male coaches?
Yep, well, it was raised by the high-profile manager in Liam Pickering during the week.
They're not getting valued to what they should be getting valued. Because what they have to do is they all have to take a hit to ensure that they've got assistants that can help them. From a football perspective, the players are back on their full salaries, executives are back getting full whack, the CEOs at clubs are getting full whack, and the coaching staffs are still 30% down on what they should be getting.
I would say that is accurate without knowing what the coaches are paid, but when you get someone with the knowledge of Liam Pickering who's not negotiating these deals say that, then you believe him. But it's not only the
manager's John Longmire.
Correct, and it's not only the senior coaches, but it's the assistant coaches who they would hear that and say, well, we are significantly underpaid for the work that they put in as well. So how big...
Not according to the boss of the game, Gillan McLaughlin. Gillan McLaughlin believes that the AFL coaches, senior coaches, are the one group who have not been recompensed after COVID, as you say, the players have, or as Liam said, and so have CEOs at all the clubs. He believes that it's the senior coaches who deserves the full whack. They take the hits. They do. They're the face of their football club. They're the senior coach, and they deserve to get the money back. That not all of them took that big pay cut, and not 30% either, but certainly most of them did.
So if the soft cap goes up, are we expecting $500,000
next year?
So is that up to each club to decide how much goes to the senior coach?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Gillan McLaughlin put to the clubs that they take 50% of all senior coaches' wages and put them outside the soft cap. Clubs like Sydney and Richmond said yes because their coaches are paid a lot of money and deservedly so. Clubs like Gold Coast said no, and Collingwood would probably say no as well.
Kane, we're going to a break, but if the best player in the game's worth 1.3 million, say, would that be what's the best coach worth, you think?
Probably around that.
Same?
Yeah, I think.